exciting throwback weekend at the Goodyear 400 where several teams will be sporting a nostalgic throwback paint scheme. Now, the throwback was originally part of the Southern 500 weekend, which races under night conditions on a holiday weekend. NBC had the throwback race, and now it's on FS1 and a Sunday daytime race. So, Joe, is the race weekend missing something compared to when it was during the Southern 500?
I do feel like it is missing something since it switched from the Southern 500 to the spring date here. I think part of it is it's no longer on NBC. It's now on the cable channel, FS1. You look at what NBC was doing. Of course, this was a big holiday weekend for everybody. Labor Day weekend, the Southern 500, huge tradition. NBC went all out with the retro ads, bringing in Ken Squire, Ned Jarrett, Kyle Petty into the booth. They really, I think, helped sold the theme of their throwback race weekend. And of course, it was still new. So you had a lot more teams engaging in throwback schemes. Since the switch, though, I feel we have the same Fox Sports coverage where it's on Big Fox, FS1. It's the same approach. Maybe you're going to see Clint Board dressed up in something vintage. Maybe. No sure thing. But I feel like it's just the same graphics. They don't really go full all out in covering this race and bringing that throwback feel. It just feels like another race. We got some special paint schemes. They might talk about it, but they're not going all out. I feel that has made it to where when it comes to the fans, the excitement level, they're not selling it to the fans as well as NBC did. Now, of course, the holiday weekend, Southern 500, as I mentioned, that's a huge tradition. So, of course, they just added onto it. With this race, it feels like it's trying to establish the identity as this is the throwback weekend. You have Goodyear sponsoring this. Of course, Goodyear, one of NASCAR's biggest partners. I feel like this could be a great race on Fox, to be honest. Darlington has provided some great racing. Up until last week, this is the race where we had the closest finish. Last week changed everything. Why can't we have this race on Fox Sports? Big Fox instead of a Fox Sports One? I feel we are missing that sense of, of a connection for the TV audience. At the track, the atmosphere might be great still, where a lot of folks are still into the retro paint schemes, the throwback theme, but I feel there's a disconnect, and I think part of it is a lack of excitement from the Fox coverage. They just treat this as every other race and not going all out like NBC did. I would love to see that change because I think this is a big deal for a lot of teams. The sponsors, they get excited. They're enthusiastic about it. I think we need Fox to show that same enthusiasm and share it with the crowd so that way people will tune in saying, hey, I want to see some of these special retro paint schemes, especially if they're, as we say, the casual fan that watch occasional races. This is the one to watch because Darlington puts on some great races and I think really should be on broadcast, not cable.